much, Jenni-Juulia. I think I'm speechless, but anybody in the audience have any questions? Now is the time to ask. Go ahead.
Hey, can you tell a little bit about the UN Charter on Disability? Because I know nothing about that.
Sorry, about...
Can you tell a little bit about the UN, the United Nations Charter on Disability? Because you mentioned that, I know nothing about it. Just a...
Now the perfect person to answer here is Mr. Kalle Könkkölä, my boss.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that the convention it's been Finland signed it 2006, but the ratification process is still late because we want to have the national laws to be similar with the convention, and finally, after many years of discussion, it seems that Finland will ratify it. But now we're going to have a new election, and if it's not happening before the next parliament, so we are still a bit worried what's going to happen. It's a lot about accessibility. It's about participation, it's about rights for independence living, and there are some issues about women with disabilities too. Was this helpful? Yeah, do you want to add something? No? Okay.
More questions? Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a few. Can you give us a little idea of some of the work you've done in modifying traditional equipment? You know?
The equipment actually there's globally. There's a lot of wonderful artists who are doing beautiful assistive equipment. Sofia Oliveira de Barata, there's many others. But in Finland the problem is that because they are paid by the communities and the hospital directs. So they want to have here the cheap ones to give everyone. The problem is not that they don't exist good ones. The problem is that we don't get them here because we don't pay them ourselves. But I'm thinking about the future. For example, the prostheses, you saw good examples on the slides, but we have prostheses that you can control with your mind or with some neural signals. We have all kind of portable vehicles that you can use instead of electric wheelchairs, Toyota iSwing, etc. There's many possibilities, but they are quite expensive, and that's why I don't know how long we have to wait here before getting personal good ones. Also, they are always unisex. Same should apply for men and women. So we are also waiting to get the right to get some personalization. The configuration possibilities for cars are huge. Why not for wheelchairs or crutches? Other questions?
Yeah. I have a question. I've seen it very often in Italy that in smaller public places there aren't different toilets for disabled people than not disabled people, so they are used jointly. Do you think that's a good thing for a small public place, or?
It sounds a very good idea, yes. I don't see any problem with that. I think they should all be like, we could have all toilets unisex and with everyone, for everyone. I think it's working well. Just that now the situation in here is that if there's only one toilet and you keep all the cleaning stuff in the same room, so actually it is too small when you go there with some assistive equipment. But yes, I mean, we want to be everywhere with the others, even in the toilets, please. Yes.
Any more questions? I think I have one. If you could get something changed in Helsinki and your everyday life that's kind of made by others and maybe makes your life more difficult, what would you change the first?
The public transportation. Because nowadays, because we have the winter and it's really difficult to move around when there's snow and everything, so we need accessible public transportation so that we can go wherever, whenever we want. But on the contrary, things are not getting actually even worse. Right now, the trains are less accessible. There are restaurants, for example, than earlier when they got the new restaurant cabins. So the freeness that you can move around free, meet your friends, go everywhere. You don't have to call a taxi and think about that. If I go to see my friend, then I can't go to a grocery store. So that is extremely like unfair situation now.
All right. Any more last-minute questions? No. Thank you again. It was a very lovely talk.